Hey guys, Avatar here, welcome back. I am here to explain Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain is a roguelike game currently on Steam for $9.99, but it does go on sale quite often. It's by a nice little game developer called Hobo Games, so it's pretty exciting stuff. Let's take a quick look at the options menu here. Not much here, but it is a pretty cheap indie game, so I can excuse it, believe it or not. Not a really big deal. If you turn the scale to like 1 or 2 times, it's very small, but it allows you to put the full screen mode on, basically just black borders. But we're playing this at the 3 times level, so it kind of takes up my entire resolution of 1080. So we're playing that. So what is Risk of Rain? Well, Risk of Rain is a real roguelike game that you can either play single player or multiplayer. Both have their benefits and both are extremely fun. And you know, it doesn't really get any less fun if you're by yourself, like a lot of these multiplayer games can be. It also has a lot of like achievements and monsters that you can find throughout, and a lot of items that you can kind of uncover. So let's go ahead and jump right in real quick. First, you start with a commando. So you have multiple characters here that you can unlock, which as you can see, I have unlocked most of them. You unlock different characters either by doing certain achievements or basically finding them within the world and being able to either defeat them or just kind of free them. And there's a lot of different ways to unlock them. It's not very simple per se, and they can get pretty difficult, to be honest. So we'll go with Commando just because it's the sake of simplicity. Now they have difficulty levels here. You got Drizzle, Rainstorm, and Monsoon. So depending on what you play, it doesn't really matter because the game does get progressively harder as it goes. It's actually a nice little trait of the game. We'll go on Drizzle just for demo purposes. Okay. So as you can see, the kind of those bindings up there is what I picked. I personally rebound them to WASD, I should say QWERTY, because I'm just used to playing that way. Other games like maybe Lee or what have you. So they are rebindable, which is always nice. So here we are. Now you might think, this game kind of looks kind of boring. You know, the graphics aren't that great. The graphics aren't really anything to write to home to mom about or anything like that. But trust me, after you play this for about even 5 minutes or so, you actually start to kind of fall in love with the graphics, and they become very nice, and the whole art style is very enthusiastic. If not, I mean, it's an indie game, but for some reason it's nice to look at, honestly. Again, when I first saw this game, I'm like, oh, this game looks like garbage, but I changed my tune very quickly. So as I go here, you see on these little creatures I am just destroying, I have different skills. Okay, so you have, basically I personally have my Q, W, E, and R tied to the skills. Q is kind of just like this basic auto attack. My W does like a pushback, and my R is like a chain fire. All the different characters have different abilities that they can use, and that ends up basically being a lot of replayability in the game, as well as getting a lot of playability and the team aspect of it as well. So you can really start to have good synergy between your team members. The Commando, the character I am right now, is very, I don't want to say solo driven, but it's easiest, I just don't say easiest, it's very easy to play the Commando by yourself. Now as you kill these creatures, you get money. With this money you can go ahead and purchase things. So as you can see, this little $40 thing here with an arrow, this is a drone. We can go ahead and purchase that drone. This is looks like a machine gun drone, which will be attacking our enemies. There we go. You also might notice these chests. You can go to these chests, and there we go. So we'll get life savings. Alright, so now you can see that item in the bottom left corner. Now that is now our item until the end of the game, basically. Now this game works in levels, however, as you can see in the top right, it's time. So although I picked the easiest setting, the difficulty right now is very easy. As time progresses, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. And that clock basically does not stop, you know, doesn't refresh or anything once you get to level. So the idea is basically you need to get through a level, you need to look for as much gear as you want, and then you need to get to the teleporter, which is kind of like the summoning of the end boss, and, you know, get on your way as fast as possible. Now, I can stay in this level, hypothetically, and try to farm these monsters to get more gear. The longer I stay here, obviously, the harder it's going to be for me to continue to progress. Also, it's very... you can't really pick and choose what you end up getting. There are some stations where you'll be able to pick which item you want to buy, but the fact that it's pretty much random, it really allows for a lot of replayability. And not only that, but a lot of different classes have kind of different synergies with certain items, which is also something that I like a lot about this game. So there I have a chance to detonate an enemy on hit. Or what is it, on death, something like that. So now I have two little piggy banks there, and they do stack, which is nice. So if you can get some of the more powerful items, you might be able to, you know, become a little bit more powerful. But again, it's all a big time race to kind of get to the point where you can actually win the game. These are little shrines that are very cheaper, but they have to like put little... they're kind of like little mini games almost, but really they end up only being usually spawn imps. Let's go ahead and see if we can do it. Oh, nope. That one is actually just... basically gives you a half, like 50% chance of winning a reward or not. And you can kind of, every time you do it, you end up, you know, paying a little bit more, So let's see. We still haven't got anything, so now it's up to 47. So you can get lucky and get some items, or you can get unlucky like we did. And there are shrines around here that allows you to spawn little imps, which will, like if you kill all 5 of them, they give you a reward, which is nice. Ukulele, and his music was electric. Basically just electrifying things, which is pretty nice. Let's see if we can... oh, man, we can't find that teleporter. I wonder where that thing is. So as you can see, we're starting to get some decent gear here. And as we go through the game, we'll just continue to get some more, which is it's really nice. Now, another thing about switching levels is once you switch levels, all your gold kind of, you know, gets kind of... teleported to money, or no, I'm sorry, all your money gets teleported to experience. And you might think, oh, that's not that bad. The problem is the ratio isn't that great, so you really want to try to make sure you use as much gold as possible. So as you can see, bottom left there, I'm level 7. On the other side of that, you see there's a blank use slot. Some of the items you pick up are able to be used, and they have like short cooldowns, so it's pretty sweet. The music in this game also is just extremely intoxicating, and it really does a good job of making you jive to it and immerse you. So at the end of the video, I'll play for a few minutes and let you soak it all in. Now, because we picked the Drizzle, we're going to basically be on the very easy setting for longer. So as you can see, we're still on the very easy setting, which is good. Once I finally, you know, did my first, once I finally unlocked the character, man, I really appreciated the ability to like go through them, and it was a completely different play experience, just because there's a completely different skill set. So this is a teleporter. We're gonna go ahead and activate and see if we can find a monster here. Oh, Wandering Vagrant. As you can see, my drone just got killed because he took too much damage, which sucks. It's not always easy to comment and play at the same time. Now my little dash, as you can see, I keep doing, actually makes you immune. So if you can do it at the right time, you can, there we go. You can escape damage, which is very nice. So I think you guys, if you haven't already, should definitely check this game out. You know, like I said, it's normally $9.99. I think it's well worth the $9.99 price point. You're going to have a lot of enjoyment out of this, especially if your friends pick it up as well, but again, they don't have to. And if you see this game on sale, by all means, pick it up. I mean, getting this game for $99 is pretty much a steal, let alone if you can get it for $4.99. That is just... you need to, I mean, you need to add this to your library. You really do. It's really just that good and that addictive. Alright, with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and finish off these enemies, and I'll let you hear some of that music. I'll see you next time.